How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's been a crazy year, but honestly, it's been many crazy years over the last 4 or 5 years. And but this year's been interesting because it's we're kind of in a more of a normalizing state, right? From a industry perspective. So we're, doing things to ensure that supply is readily available, making sure that accessibility to our products, opening up new dealers. And one of the big things we did and are, well, I guess in a way currently doing is opening up a warehouse to help distribute kayaks on the West Coast. And this is primarily done to help our dealers who are out there to have access to more product. We had a partner over there who held kayaks for us, but this warehouse now it's a little bit more legitimized in terms of the space and how big it is and location, proximity to all the majority of our dealers, which tend to be somewhat between Northern California and up all the way up to Washington. So we call it the Diamond Springs Warehouse, and it's basically our West Coast distribution center, making it easier for our dealers to have access to products and eventually the consumer as well. So it's an outfit we just launched here. We put a press release out a few days ago, or I take it back about a week ago, and so far it's been pretty successful. We got a lot of dealers already picking up orders, and it also helps when dealers are, sometimes we have dealers that order containers full of kayaks, 60 plus. But then there's the fill-in orders where they just need two or three, or perhaps they want to swap out some colors with what we have. And this warehouse just makes that much easier. So that's been a big thing. And of course, we've been helping out the Waterways guys with their stores and getting them set up and a whole bunch of other dealers. So we're really stoked about the amount of dealers we've been opening up over the last couple of weeks. And I usually end our conversation with, "Hey, make sure you guys visit our dealers," and we continue to encourage that. Feelfreeus.com/dealers. If you go to our website, there's a dealer locator there, so you can find a dealer near you so that you can support local businesses. No, that's actually just a distribution center. Yeah, yeah. No, that was 100% pure distribution center. There's a showroom there, and that showroom is designed so that yeah, dealers could come and look at our product because there's a lot of product that we offer that many dealers don't get to see, and they'll get an email about a certain product like a Moken 10 Lite. You know, you might have a Washington State dealer who's primarily selling sit-in sides and in touring kayaks, but uh, and once in a while they get a call for a Moken 10 Lite or a Moken 10, and they're just like, huh, I'm not sure yet. This gives them an opportunity to drive down, check them out, and if they want to take them out for demos, they can do that and decide if they want to place an order. Yeah.
Yes. My opinion. No, I do. I'm impressed with it. And it's variable reasons within it. First of all, I just come off of two hip replacements. Okay. And that was October, end of October of last year that I got my right hip done. And jumping right in it, of course, my doctor was like, "This is great exercise for you pedaling, working your hips, working your muscles, and all." It's very easy for me to do. The weight of it is super light, easy to handle. Launching is great. The maneuverability of it, I'm just so impressed. When I was just playing with it, I thought, well, okay, I'm going to fire this up and really get it cranking fast. And I got pedaling my little heart out, and I jacked up that little rudder, and that thing tossed over to the side, and it went from the primary to the secondary. And I was like, I got that little butterfly feeling you get when you switch over heavy on the secondary. And it just grabbed and straightened me out and just said, "We're going this way." And it was just wonderful. Yeah. Turns on a dime. Boy, that wind has just tore the heck out of the trees here. Did I catch any fish that? Yeah, absolutely. Turns on a dime. Yeah, that was a fun day, and it was actually the very first serious day that I had in the kayak to actually check it out fishing. And I got a 23 and 3/4, a 23, one around 18, 20 inch. Caught a dink, and I skipping probably docks. Missed sometimes it works, fish. Sometimes it don't. What impressed me was that just pedal depends. Drive, that rapid drive. It's quieter. It's quiet, and I actually the fish were holding on need a secondary points. Just drop your but because of all the storms we've had, all the leaves, the dead leaves were blowing the shit we do to catch fish, and it was creating mats around the tree bases. Crawl under, you crawl under. In. This damn Moken 10 PDL is just badass. I usually will grab the paddle and I'll spin it around backwards. Everybody teases me about paddling backwards, but it's to change the noise pitch. I don't want the bass to hear something they've been hearing, and I sneak in and get them. This thing here, I pedaled right up to the very first one, and I pitched that little 4-inch worm I've been telling you about, and I turned my head, I looked back, I picked up the rod, the fish was on it. I mean, just like boom, just clockwork, but very, very impressive. The winds were bad, and I was able to, when I hooked these bigger fish, throw the rudder and get the nose to kick, and it was actually pulling back for me to fight the fish. So again, that bigger beaver tail rudder on that size hole, and with that design of hole, it would dig, stop that fish, because the one got me down in the tree. And on 10-pound line, you're over there white knuckled the whole time, and I got it. So it's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick comment though, it looks like a few of our listeners were saying that they couldn't hear you, but they can hear us. So I'm
Turn my mic on. There we go. Yeah, my mic was off.
well,
Sorry, fellas. I had it turned off for the intro. So go
that's
ahead.
all
Go
right.
ahead, Roland.
I mean, we had the important things to
Yeah,
say,
you
right?
did.
Breaking
I
up.
was just I was only providing guidance. That's all.
Yeah, so we're super stoked about the Moken 10 PDL. You know, it's been a long time coming. We talked about it at ICAST, and you know, it was just a matter of time before we did it. You know, the we have the lure, I'm sorry, the lure series with the overdrive, which is a fantastic platform, but you know, we look at it as a little bit of a higher end product. It's got the ability to install a motor within the drive, again, the overdrive that I was referring to. And we kind of needed something at a lower price point. You know, one of our sibling brands, Seastream Kayaks, has an Angler 120 PD, but that has a specific market. Feelfree, you know, with the wheel and the keel and some of the other features that come standard. I think, you know, we kind of sat around and said, you know, it's time. This is a great platform. The Moken 10 is one of our most popular kayaks. Why not add a pedal to it? And we already had the Sea Stream Kayaks Rapid Drive, which is the same variation of the one that's used on the Big Fish series, which has had a lot of great success. So we thought it's a little bit of a lower price point. It's easier to deal with. It's a little lighter. It'll fit well on the Moken because again, the OPA, you know, looking at it as an advantage, it's more nimble. It's easier to get around. Great, you know, in the creeks where you can get around stumps and things like that. Uh, like Rick was saying with the beaver tail rudder, it's an oversized rudder for a 10-foot boat. You know, you just turn that thing and that boat's
Yeah.
going to turn on you pretty quick. So it's fantastic for small creeks, rivers, small lakes, things like that. You know, but with that, it only made sense that if we were making one for a variation of the Moken 10, why not do the 12.5 as well?
Exactly.
So that's coming. We're actually at the point now where we're talking about it. It's not a big reveal or anything like that. I mean, we've been talking about it since ICAST, so it's not like it's been under the wraps. It's just now the time has come where, hey, we're pretty much ready to launch this here in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll see our first trickle in. Uh, I want to say within the next 2 weeks or so. So we're
Beautiful.
definitely going to jump on those and give them. I mean, we've already test driven them, but you know, this is the production version, so we're going to get on the water. We're going to get a few out there, get some dealers, and create some content. And we look forward to talking about that some more in our next episode.
So you go fly into North Carolina and get one out and play with it?
Not yet. We're actually going to get some. So we have a micro distribution center here in Austin at the Waterways location that those guys have over there, and so we're going to go ahead and bring some into this location to give them a test drive here in Texas as well. But it's pretty much the same as the Moken 12 today. The width is about the same. I actually just got the final specs today.
Beautiful.
It's slightly heavier because we had to add some additional plastic to support the drive.
Right.
The one big change people will notice is the front hatch is now a smaller hatch, a little simpler design, because in order to put the drive on the hull of the Moken 12, they had to kind of modify, the bow areas to accommodate that extra plastic and the rails that hold the drive in place, so that when you lift it up, it has somewhere to rest. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much the same kayak from a whole perspective, from the performance perspective. It's got the Easy Rider seat, does use the beaver tail rudder, and it still has the same amount of deck space. So by moving that drive a little bit more forward versus pulling that seat back, we were able to retain, the tank well area, for storage and whatnot. And the deck is still the same size that it was before, if not slightly larger, to accommodate taller folks. So, I'm 6'3" and I was on the Moken 10, and I fit just fine. Ricky,
Awesome.
how tall are you?
I'm 5'9", and one of the things I wanted to mention about it was I loaded that puppy down. I mean, I had my crate bag, all my major tackle as if I was going to war to catch bass. And other than I brought 3 rods, and normally I'd have 6.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm a pretty big guy, and I didn't get any water. The water stayed like 1.5 inches down in the scuppers.
Nice.
No water into the hull. Very impressed on the float. The whole 9 yards with that. So yeah, you've got a home run there. I mean, you really, truly do. And that 12.5, I want to get hold of one of them.
Yeah, I do too.
I really do.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's take a quick break. Let's do an angler profile, then a break, and then we'll come back, and Roland, you can fill us in a little bit more on the expectations of the 12.5.
Right on.
All right, let's run with the angler profile, guys. We're going to do angler profile with Kyle Struther. Kyle was kind enough to send me a video, and we put it together for him. So here it is.
Pretty young, maybe in diapers still. I would learn to fish at one of my family's farm ponds, where I would catch bluegill and largemouth bass there. Be whatever is the hot pattern for the day. I know that's a bit of a cop-out, but when you start catching them on like a certain type of lure, it's so awesome. Like, you want to keep doing it. Some days it's a frog or a chatterbait or a swim jig. So for me, the person I would want to go fishing with for a fun day of fishing, I would have to say would be my dad. We can push each other's buttons a little bit, but at the end of the day, regardless of whether or not we catch fish, we always appreciate the time together. That I admire the most is probably Mike McClellan. He is super down to earth and very knowledgeable and very experienced. If I could be half the fisherman that he is, I'd be doing pretty good for myself. One pro kayak angler that I admire a lot, and this applies to probably every West Virginia kayak angler, is Jody Queen. He is such a great guy. You can just go up to him and start chatting about fishing, and he's so welcoming and accepting of everyone, and always willing to share his knowledge and his expertise with other people. And finishing in the top 100 of a KBF National Championship. So my parents and my wife Sierra traveled with me to that event, and I think it meant a lot to them to see me achieve that. Lake Gunnersville. It is a part of Appalachia. The people in the area are so kind and welcoming, and the fishery, they have everything: bluff walls, grass, docks, smallmouth, spotted bass, largemouth. You can just find anything that fits your style.
right, guys, we're back. Welcome to the second half of the show. Appreciate all the comments from the team, guys. Jamie Childers, Jason Starley, Kyle's in the house. Kyle, I almost left your outtakes in there, buddy, and played with it a little bit like I did with Beth. See, we got Danny, Jamie. Oh, yeah, we got several guys here, so appreciate y'all hanging out. Let's bring the boys back in. See, we got myself top left, we got Ricky top right, Roland bottom left, and then looks like we've got Brian, who made the show, here as well, but his video is not popped up. Brian, are you with us?
I am here. My video, I've got it turned off. I'm sitting in the dark.
Oh, no worries, bud. No worries. So, hey, man, so getting everybody caught up here. Roland, let you take it over again and talk about the big premiere that's about to roll out with our 12.5 that we're getting ready to get in.
Yeah, thanks again. So, the Moken 10 PDL came out a few weeks ago. It's been definitely a success. Dealers are selling them out quicker than we expected. So we're, filling in these orders. We're getting, they're getting some buzz, and, guys like Rick and others who are creating YouTube videos, there's already some content out there. And if anyone's interested in learning more about the Moken 10 PDL, you can visit feelfreeus.com, search for Moken 10 PDL, or just go on YouTube, or quite frankly, Google, and something will pop up somewhere. But it's nimble. It's quick. It's got plenty of capacity for a 10-foot boat. Surprisingly roomy, as we like to say. But the Moken 12, I think, is going to be an even better package. The 10 has its advantages from a perspective of transportation and storing. For those who don't have a large truck bed or don't want to be hauling around a 100+ pound kayak. The Moken 12,
Munza.com makes Gans great.
In my opinion, one of our fastest pedal kayaks. It's 32 inches wide, so it's a little bit, the width is a little less than that of the Moken 10, which is, I believe, 35 inches. So, in the capacity, we're probably looking at around 400 pounds. I'll have to verify that one more time. But in terms of overall storage space, obviously it's going to have more. That extra length is going to give you some speed, and I think it's going to be a winner. I'm looking forward. I got to spend some time testing out the prototype, and usually prototypes are just a little rough around the edges, so I'm imagining that the production version is going to be just that much better.
Hey, Roland.
Again,
while you were talking there, I pulled up the Moken 10 PDL overview final that you guys put out from your department. Yeah. You want to run that real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So, guys, here's the video from the Moken PDL that Feelfree.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say again because they never were, and they're complicated.
As soon as we get through
with Munza.com, making a Gantt chart is as simple as throwing your process of.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Ad free.
Today we're taking a look at the all-new Moken 10 PDL, the next evolution in the Moken series of kayaks. The Moken 10 PDL is the latest addition to the Moken series of kayaks, and the first to introduce a pedal drive system. The Moken family has long been a fan favorite for those who love to paddle, but with the addition of the rapid pedal drive system, it gives you all the benefits of the Moken 10 with the speed and efficiency.
Hey, Roland, I paused the video so we could talk about that. It's got the photo of the Moken 10 PDL, and you can explain to everybody about the 12, where you got that little drive up front, on the front, and you're saying with our Moken 12.5, we will still have a small hatch to the front, correct?
Yeah, we sure will. So it's not the one you typically see on the Lure or Moken series. It's slightly smaller, but it still gives you access to the hull, so that's a nice feature.
Yes.
And that extra room for any cargo you might be carrying. So I think the Moken 12, was originally designed more as a go-to kayak for everybody, right? Fishing or recreational,
right?
And a mix of all of the above. But I think the Moken 12.5 PDL is going to give those who want something a little quicker, and not carrying around as much weight, say, as a Lure Dorado, I think it's going to be a fantastic tournament kayak.
I agree. I'll let the rest of this video run, and we'll touch base on that.
Efficiency of a pedal drive kayak. As we take a look here at the Moken 10 PDL, you'll see we've got our molded in handle in the front, and gone is the front storage area to make room for the star of the show here, the rapid pedal drive system. The rapid pedal drive is super efficient. It's a chain-driven pedal drive. It's super easy. It's one latch here that holds it in place, and it's also quick to deploy and take out if you're going to store it away from your kayak or when you're traveling to and from the water. The cockpit of the Moken 10 PDL starts with some Unitrack accessory rails here for utilizing Unitrack accessory plates to customize the kayak with fish finders or cup holders or anything like that that you would like to add. There are some molded in channels in the floor that funnel water towards the scupper holes and away from the seating area, just in case you get a little wet out there on the water. There are also some foam inserts here on the deck to kind of give a little bit of a design to the deck of the boat and give you a little bit of comfort if you are going to stand and try to fish out of this kayak. We've got the rapid steering system here as well. That's attached to the oversized beaver tail rudder in the back, which is really efficient at moving a 10-foot kayak while you're out on the water. The Easy Rider seat is a lawn chair style seat, very comfortable, especially for long days out on the water. And there's a series of molded in channels here so that you can really fine tune the position of the seat to your liking. On the sides, we've got a paddle keeper over here as well as the uphaul cord for that beaver tail rudder. And again, pretty roomy for a 10-foot boat. There's room underneath to slide some tackle if you're going fishing. Just a lot of room to kind of spread out on such a small footprint of a boat. Finally, as we move into the rear of the Moken 10 PDL, we've got a couple of flush-mounted rod holders here to store your rods with some leashes to keep everything secure. We've got a quarter-turn hatch here as well that will give you access to the inside of the kayak if you need to do so. A couple more of those Unitrack rails here and some bungees to keep everything secure here in the rear tank well. Plenty of room back here for a Feelfree crate bag or a cooler, and some scupper holes again to help any water that may get back here drain out. We've got an additional handle here which helps you move the boat around or get it up on top of your car. There's that beaver tail rudder again, and of course in the back, like there is on all of our Feelfree kayaks, the patented wheel in the keel. Whether you're looking to pedal for enjoyment, fish for trophies, or just looking for a smaller pedal kayak for transportation and storage, check out the small but mighty Moken 10 PDL. To learn more about this or any of our products, head on over to feelfreeus.com or visit your local dealer.
All right, Roland. You guys did a good job with that. That's a really well put together commercial, and I think, guys, remember, we're talking about two boats here. That new product that just came out, the Moken 10 PDL, and Roland has been talking about something that's on its way, and that's his big brother to the Moken 12 5 PDL. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that. I really feel like, I have my Moken 12 5 that I've had outfitted the past 2 years. It's been my tournament go-to rig. I'm actually going to set it back up for my trip to Del Holland next week, so I can have it for the whole week down there running hard. I'm looking forward to that PDL, Roland. I think it can be used for a whole lot of purposes, like you said. Really a good tournament rig.
Yeah, I believe it will, and I think it still has plenty of capacity. We're looking at, again, don't quote me on this just yet. We're going to have to test it one more time, but right now we're rating it at about 400-pound capacity.
Yeah.
So it still has plenty of room for that. And, of course, the extra storage spaces compared to the Moken 10, but primarily the length, which is going to give it that extra speed and tracking or trackability, for lack of better words. We're looking at about 90 pounds with the seat and another 15 or so with the drive. So it will be a 100-plus pound kayak once you get everything on it. But again, with the wheel and the keel and or the option of a cart, as we know, I mean, nowadays most kayaks are pretty pretty heavy. And it's still stable. I was able to stand on it. I'm not going to say, it's not like the lure. You can't dance on it, but you can certainly stand and cast. That's not a problem. But otherwise, I'm thrilled with what's to come. It's, again, if you're trying to get an idea of what it's going to look like, it looks like the Moken 10 PDL, and it's just missing it's just going to have the added length with the hatch in the front.
Outstanding.
I'm ready for one.
Yeah, I am too. I see we got Chris. Chris joined us here. How you doing, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Been working on the Dorado all day.
Outstanding.
You got it?
Yep, I got putting the motor guide on it tomorrow.
Nice. Can't wait to see that.
So, Brian, I know we got you audio only, but what are your thoughts with the Feelfree Moken 10 PDL?
I think for the length of it being a little bit lighter kayak, it's going to be great for people who want to throw it in the back of a truck and just go for a quick day trip or something like that. I think it's going to be a great kayak.
I do too.
And me, the big fish series, lugging them around, no wheel in the keel, it's, be a big difference for sure.
Do you think that might be something that you'll add to your fleet in the near future?
Very possible. I've been on the big fish series for quite a while now, getting ready to go a little bit on the sea stream side. But I think if I'm going to get more into tournament fishing, definitely something a little bit better to throw in back of the truck or wheel in the keel to be able, to get around easier and instead of carting the big fish or something like that. I'd like to have one of all of them.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I've got my 103 that I've got outfitted to do a lot of traveling here on the big waters. So, Chris, so you got your Dorado in. What all did you put on it today?
I put the HPS, we're on to HPS 9 on it. Not going to do the live scope yet. That motor guide got a pretty good deal on it, so we'll be waiting for my lithium battery to come in.
Awesome, man. Well, make sure you post some photos of your build while you're at it, and make sure you tag us and tag all our social medias so we can see what you're doing. I mean, that Dorado is, of course, it's our flagship. It's our top-notch kayak especially for our tournament scene, and look forward to seeing how you set up your live scope. I've seen Jerry's, because Jerry's got that XI3 or motor guide type thing on the front. What are you doing for your propulsion? Motor Spot lock. Okay. Well, Roland, anything else you want to touch on, brother, before we get ready to sign off for tonight?
No, yeah, actually. So price. I'm surprised no one's asking me how much.
Oh yeah,
costs.
really? Yeah, exactly.
So we're looking at $15.99. That's introductory price, which is a great price point in my opinion. The
for a PDL,
yeah, $14.99. So you can see why. Some people may ask, why did you use the rapid drive system versus the overdrive? It was to help reduce that cost and give the lure and the Dorado its space over here. And, you got the mid-range Moken series over here. And but don't be fooled, that rapid drive is a pretty damn good drive, and it does well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the flyer, you said you got the specs and stuff. We're going to be releasing some type of flyer for the team to kick out and show everybody here real soon.
Yeah, we'll get the product posted on the website, and we'll first and foremost send images to our dealers along with that information. And once we trickle that out, then we'll go ahead and start posting some social media to support it. We want to make sure our dealers have something to show for it. But expect to see them in the showrooms, somewhere around the middle of May into June. Okay,
cool. Ricky, final thoughts on your newest boat in your fleet?
Well, after doing the show here tonight, the Moken 12.5 has always been my favorite. Tomorrow we're taking both Dorados out, but the 10 took my favorite spot. and I've got to get hold of that 12.5 now and really give it a shot. But that 10.5, I'm going to tell you so, or 10.4 inch, I guess. It literally, I'm impressed. The rapid drive is more robust than what I expected. Very, very quiet as far as I'm concerned. It did a great job. And just the float, the balance of the boat, the nimbleness of it. And I've got some areas I'm going to take it that aren't small water. And we're going to do some playing in it and get some video and put it up on our Feelfree Kayaks Wild Side and, show you what we're doing. So it'll be fun. But yeah, it's a home run. It's a home run, Roland.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Glad you're enjoying it. Appreciate the feedback.
Definitely. Brian, what's on your calendar? You got any more tournaments you getting ready to hit?
August, Lord have mercy. April the 22nd, 2 Saturdays from now. And that is the third one. And that is going to be at Lake James and the choice of W. Kerr Scott. Both cold water lakes, both have smallmouth. So hopefully do a little bit different this time. Like maybe catch a limit would start.
Well, that's a man's got to have goals, and limits are always a good one to have.
Exactly.
About you, Chris, what are you into up there in your neck of the woods, buddy?
First tournament for the EKF is going to be first week of May. Going up to Cayuga, going to fish up there in northern New York, and then right after that, first week of June, we're going to be at Lake Champlain again, my favorite place. So I did really well there last year. I can't wait to go back.
Well, hey, man, I have to say, the way we've got our screen set up right now, you're only in a small section of it. And it's a good thing that you've been pumping iron and losing all that weight and gaining muscle to fit in that part of the screen, bro. Because I'm telling you, a fat guy like me needs a lot of screen, but a big muscle-bound young stud like you, you're looking good. You're inspiring the team with your post, bro. Keep it up. Keep the hard work going.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Boy, I don't think I've ever seen somebody turn red before on video, but I think I got Chris turned red a little bit there.
Yeah, now, John, stop flirting with him. Leave him.
No, man. I got a man crush on my brother here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all right, guys. Appreciate everybody jumping on tonight. Roland, we can wrap up here. I'm going to do an angler profile, then sign off if there's anything else you want to do, brother.
No, like always, man. First of all, I appreciate you guys, our team members, for I appreciate you, John, for hosting us, our team members for dialing in, supporting us. Thank you, guys. We certainly do appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Our customers, of course, we couldn't do any of this without you guys. And our dealers, be sure to visit feelfreeus.com/dealers, support local, and get out there and do your thing. We appreciate everyone.
Outstanding. All right, guys, appreciate y'all jumping on. Nothing but love. Be blessed, and we look forward to talking to you in May and get updates on everybody's everything that's happened in the last month.
Awesome. Peace out,
take
guys.
care. Take care. Hey, all right. All right, guys. So that was the Feelfree Fishing team. We're going to do a quick angler profile before we sign off, and then we shall return. So stand by.
My father brought me fishing when I was 4, and I caught my first yellow perch, and I've been hooked ever since. Being from up north, we are usually quite good with finesse techniques, but surprisingly, I'm gonna have to say with the drop shot, I'm not a drop shot kind of guy. I usually struggle with it. I don't have much confidence, and I always seems to be to get hung up everywhere with it, lose a lot of weights. I'm definitely not a drop shot guy. I'm gonna have to say Richard B. Russell, South Carolina again. I had such a great time there. The fishing itself was great, and the lake was so beautiful. It was it was a very natural looking lake, and I just had such a great time there. I'm gonna have to go with a topwater bait. Obviously, I'm a big popper kind of guy. Yeah. I'm gonna have to say my girlfriend. If we could get on a great day of fishing together, that would be amazing. So on the boating side of things, I'm gonna have to say Jeff Gustafson. He's one of the Canadian elite guys on the tour, and I had a chance to talk to him a couple times at the previous Bassmaster Classics, and he's a great guy. He's a very calm guy, and yeah, I'm gonna have to go with him. And as a kayak angler, man, I'm gonna have to say, I guess, Cody Milton. And I had a chance to meet him in Texas a couple of years ago. We crossed paths again last year, and he just seems to be a fun guy to talk.
When did I start fishing? I was probably 8 years old. I fished with Dad. We'd take the John boat out, catch panfish, bass, whatever was hitting, farm ponds. I would fish while Dad was groundhog hunting. What's my least favorite technique? A Ned rig.
That's simple, huh?
Yeah. My favorite fishing technique is definitely topwater, but other than that, probably a jackhammer and then Senko, no matter what Fred Haddock thinks. Who would you like to fish with for a fun day of fishing? I would love to fish with Mark Zona and his waypoints on St. Clair for smallmouth. Two fishermen I admire most, probably pro fisherman, probably be Hank Parker for all the stuff that he did for the sport, and kayak fisherman, definitely Jody Queen. He's a true icon of the sport, and he's not too big, I mean, to help anybody. He'll help anybody. My biggest accomplishment fishing, I would probably say, was the 2-day statewide SWVKA. I put up 106 inches and caught my two personal bests within 40 minutes of each other.
All right, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I apologize for having my mic turned off there at the beginning. Just happens sometimes when I'm listening to everybody else and not paying attention to my audio and visual sources and mixers. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show, enjoyed the angler profiles and the content that we provided tonight on the Moken series PDLs. Look forward to hearing from you guys on feedback on what you want to hear from the fishing team for May. Reach out to me and be blessed. Hope everybody has a great beginning to spring, and we will see you on the water. Make sure you prepare for the temperatures, the cold water, and everything like that. It's still cold out there. The water temps are still cold. Don't do anything. I've been out on the water and I've seen a lot of people not using good common sense. Just because it's 70 degrees temperature-wise doesn't mean that you can still not have cold water, hypothermic type conditions if you go in. So use good common sense, use safety, Nothing but love for y'all. Be safe.